There's a lot of, it's shorter. There used to be 9 books of vertical multiplication and 10 of the division. And now there's only 10 total. It went from 19 down to 10. We just felt like it was too tedious. It was spread out too much. And so we didn't think you needed so much, especially in the vertical multiplication. I felt like it was just way spread out. Yeah.
Actually, this is the one series that I got the old ones.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't order the new.
Well, I didn't finish it till Monday, if that makes you feel better. Real fast.
Kid is not getting, not catching up with this new method that we keep repeating the same books again and again.
Yes, you will do probably a little bit more repetition in here, but I haven't had to repeat too much. Now, I haven't tested it with a lot of kids, but like Mukti, she's not a genius. She's just a normal child, and she's doing them just one by one by one. Now, she has seen it some in school because she's 4th grade, so maybe that makes a difference, but she's not like a 5th grader coming in that's practiced it a whole lot, There's a lot more explanation in this level. On every single page, it's how to do it until towards the end it fades out so they don't have explanation. But in the old ones, it's only in that front page. And there's no word problems in the old ones too. Yes, ma'am?
And why don't you bold some of the key words like distributive properties, factors, and multiple?
They're usually bigger on there, but it's hard to see it on here, the different things. But the factoring and the multiples, that is just a quick concept I threw in because I haven't dealt too much with fractions at all yet. So I'm just kind of introducing them to those concepts. It's not a major one in this one.
Kids get confused with those words, and if they're bolded, they know that's important. Just like in school books, we'll have certain words bolded.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely think about that. Yes, Selva? Well,
math, dairy type math, and typical way of doing things. And some of the kids may not even understand some of the concepts at all. And do we expect them to master all 3 of them, or just?
No, I don't expect. The main one that I expect them to master is the standard. That is the main one in. I showed you everything, but what you'll find is that the ones besides the standard are very little in the books. They're just 1 page, whether the standard will be 2. So I don't push it as much. I just wanted to show them something different. This is different than multiplication facts. Multiplication facts you have to memorize. I wanted them to know different ways of doing the problems. I felt like that once you get into higher math, I felt like that was a little more important than being able to do 20 of these. I'm still expecting a time standard, and they're still doing 2 pages. We just felt like it was too much drill the way we had it. And so instead of just making it all drill with word problems, I decided to add in the different concepts. Like the Vedic ones are only 3 pages per day, 3 problems a day. So it's not very much. It's just something different to get their brain thinking a different way. And I didn't want to have to put everything into, I want to break up the drill inside the books anyway, because then it's a quick, for just efficiency, you notice it's a new page, I can stop here. And the other thing is just to get their minds thinking a different way. I don't want it all the same way, just do. There is a lot of drill still in there. It's just not as much as before.
Intellectual kids or kids who are above average, all these things showing different ways. For the below average kids, I think you need one way I can do it.
But that's where we disagree. I think a lot of kids can learn this type of stuff. I'm telling you, Mukti is a smart girl, but she's not a genius. She's not super far ahead. They don't even do work at home. She does no work at home. But you know what? When I gave her those vertical multiplication books, she did them at home. It was interesting to her. So I kind of piqued her interest with it. And honestly, I don't usually go for that because I don't care. You're going to do it, and I don't care, and you're going to drill it, and I'm in charge here. But she went on and did it at home also. So I found that she's interested in it. Yes, ma'am?
Just wanted to add to that, Stephanie, something that gets missed in what you're asking. What I have found, and that you probably have seen this too, is that a lot of the drilling in the horizontal multiplication and division enables those babies, when they get to the vertical,
they zoom.
They know
Yeah.
the material, and they're zooming through that. So to give them new concepts and things to take in, it's kind of like breaking up the monotony.
Yes, yes.
Really, I always tell the parents the same thing, like when they do their horizontal addition and their horizontal subtraction. Well, when they go back and they hit the vertical addition, the vertical subtraction, they're just applying what they have learned, bam, 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 and they get through the material so much faster.
Yeah.
And what I found was in the vertical division,
Yes, exactly.
I would cut it. I just
Yeah.
take it through half. Okay, you did very well. Let's move on.
Right. That's what we found. That's what my mom said. She said it's too long. It's just too long. You know, and when we developed it, it was 2002, 2003. It's been a long time since we revamped it. And we've spent all these years now using it, and we just applied what we felt was the best thing was to shorten it. It gets just as hard. It gets harder, frankly. I made it a little bit harder, but there's less of it because you don't need to drill as much because it's not, you're learning to do a concept as opposed to memorizing a fact. You know, it's a little different than the other ones.
So are you thinking that they're not going to have as much repetition in these levels because there's more explanation?
No, it's not so much that. There's less books, so there's less repetition. But I also did the different concepts on like the distributives on one page. So instead of doing vertical multiplication standard algorithm, they're doing distributing on that page. So it's a little different. It's instead of doing 3 pages of drilling. Kathy?
Well, and this is a little different, but it's in fractions. In answer to your question, we had a student who was adding fractions, mixed numbers, and she's going through and she's getting those, she knows them, and one of my tutors, by accident started doing manipulatives with her. We found out she could add anything on paper, but she had no idea what the concept was. She had no idea if you took a pizza or a block or anything and divided it up, she didn't know what that meant. So sometimes just drilling, I mean, I love this. I love having kids do the concepts because they may not get anything else. I mean, we teach a lot of that, but they may not get it except here. And having that concept in there is great because just the drilling, sometimes you actually miss something.
Yeah.
I think Didi explained this pretty well. That created part. So you still have that horizontal
Yes.
division, which drills you into that memorization.
Yes.
When you go to the vertical, you don't need that drilling again.
Exactly.
So where you're explaining a lot of concepts.
Right,
That
and
makes sense, yeah.
what I did is I took horizontal multiplication division was 5 books and 7 books, only 12. I made it 15. So where they have to memorize, I made it easier to memorize. We only do 6 and 7s. We only do 8s and 9s on those books. And before it was, I think, 8, 9, 10, 11, all together in the same book. So I expanded where they have to memorize so they can just focus, right? If you get a quick kid that doesn't need all that, just do the reviews, speed it up. But on the concept ones where it's just longer, every problem takes so long, I shortened it because there's no memorization happening here. I want them to know how to do it. Does that make sense? I basically took the memorization parts, made them longer, and the concept parts made them shorter. Yes, ma'am.
In the oral facts, I made the multiplication table where they can memorize it, all the tables, 2, 3, 4, 5, in an order.
Like the oral facts, is it just 2 times 2, 2 times 3? Well, have you seen the oral? Are you talking about the oral facts card we have now?
Yeah, but it's the intermediate, right?
Well, it's all mixed together.
Yeah.
I don't have one straight, but I can give you the template to make a new one. I mean, to make one straight. Yeah, we can make anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anything can be made. So.
Practice the tables and form and come.
Yeah, sure, definitely. And that's one thing I do sometimes. If they haven't memorized, I encourage them to go back and look at that page, you know, where it has all the answers. You don't know what 4 times 8 is? Go back and look. And eventually, they won't have to go back and look. You know, they'll get to it. But you do have to memorize the facts. Okay, one quick thing. We're almost done. We have the new projects to talk about for next year. And then we can talk about other stuff. What time is it, by the way?
2 after 3.
Okay.
I love your vertical.
Well, thank you. I
What
appreciate.
works best for Carnella may not work as well for Nina, and vice versa. So you've got to try to find that niche. And you do have people who come in and will say, "Oh, this is just all drill and kill." They're not really understanding what they're doing. So you
Right.
won't have that with this.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get away from.
Stephanie's right. Learn how to do it, because I've had some of these books and I've been test driving it with kids, and I'm going, "Oh my gosh, what have we done?" I didn't even know how to do it. I went, "Just a minute, I'm going to read this." And then once I saw it, but she's right about this little girl. She is just middle of the road person. She's just been with us a long, long time. And she just comes in, and I'm shocked that she's just moving through this, because I would have thought would have been really hammered down with it.
Well, she doesn't do it at home, usually. She
Yeah.
usually ignores it at home, but she's actually doing it. And I thought, okay, I've done something right if I got Mukti to do it at home.
I didn't know that. I really didn't know she was doing it at home.
Yeah.
Stephanie has, so we have we got this new version or what version have we got?
You have the old version because I just finished the new version on Monday. So you'll be able to buy it, but I would use up